I've seen enough. Hopefully I won't see anymore.
Okay, so Lenny feels that she has already seen enough, and I think we will stop here. Hi guys, I'm Zhin and you're joining me on a brand new series on the MSNews as we uncover mysteries, horror and crime that surrounds us and try to make sense out of it. The first case that I want to deal with is somewhat close to our hearts, or rather my heart, which is the very office that we're filming this right now, located at Kallang. And this is a disclaimer. This is not by any means trying to scare any of my colleagues that are sharing the workspace as me or people who are interested to work with us. It is more so of just recalling my experiences, finding someone who will be able to help me with it, as well as investigating what I actually saw or experienced that day. There were two incidents that actually haunted me when I was working late at night, and this was when I was working overtime. I was the last one to leave the office, and as usual, I would book my Grab and wait downstairs. So this particular day, when I was waiting for my Grab, the Grab took relatively long to reach me. So I contacted the Grab driver and he said that he couldn't find the building. So obviously me being worried about being charged additional, I told him to just drive into the particularly narrow road towards our office, but he said that he can't see any narrow road. So I told him, you know what, it's fine, I am just going to walk towards you. So I left the vicinity of my office that night, walking towards the main road to try and find my Grab driver. And I think whatever happened next creeped me out big time, because when I was walking towards the cab, he wind down his window and told me to run. And it was a Malay uncle, and he was telling me like, "Boy, lari cepat, lari cepat, lari cepat." So I just ran into the cab. But what happened after that made me realize that it wasn't just any usual Grab ride home, because throughout the entire journey, he kept on looking at the rearview mirror and he started to play Quranic verses on the radio. So me being curious, I asked him, "Uncle, why are you asking me to run just now? And why are you playing these Quranic verses, and why do you keep looking at me, from your rearview mirror?" And he told me like, "Boy, if you must know, just now when you were walking towards the cab, I saw, let's just call this entity Miss Pons. If you know what I'm referring to, you will understand." According to the driver's vision, he saw that the Miss Pons was right behind me and it was flying fast, which is why he told me to run. I'm getting like goosebumps from this. I ran home, I told him goodbye, I said thanks, and I left the cab. When I was going towards the lift, something tells me that I should turn back, because something just told me like, just turn back. What happened was that I saw the Grab driver come out from his seat, went to the left side of the taxi and opened the door and talking to someone as though like he is letting the passenger leave. Part of me was like, oh my god, like who is he talking to? Who was I sitting beside? And what was he not telling me in the cab itself? Until today, it still remains unsolved, unknown, and I refuse to think about it. The second incident was something similar, and it cannot be a coincidence that it happened twice. It was COVID, so I went back to the office to collect my desktop. When I went back, I saw the security guard, and the security guard was telling me like, "So how's your girlfriend?" Puzzled, I told him, "What girlfriend?" And he said he was referring to the girl that would always accompany me as I waited for my Grab. I told him to describe the girl, and he said that she's always crying beside me with long hair, and he always thought that we were fighting. Hence the crying, even though I was on earpiece. High chance it's Miss Pons, because I do not have a girlfriend. And based on these experiences and try to make sense out of it, I've done some research, and whatever that I found were actually quite shocking. In 2005, there was a very famous murder that appeared in the news, and that was the famous Kallang River body parts murder. The victim is a 22-year-old Liu Hong Mei. Her body parts were found disposed in Kallang River. She was strangled by her supervisor/lover, and her body was butchered into 7 pieces. All of her body parts were actually found, except for her feet. In 2020, a human skeleton was found around the foundations of the Kallang Bahru bridge. The identity and the cause of death, till today, remains unsolved. With all this research that I've done, I am very curious to find out if whatever that my Grab driver or the security guard saw, were they spirits of the deaths that actually happened around the vicinity, or is it something else? So with that, I would like to welcome a very special guest into the set. And for context, she has a third eye. Okay, so this is Lenny.
Hi, my name is Lenny and I am a full-time freelancer.
And how we met was through a production set where she was the AP for the show that I was doing, and how I got to know about her gifts was when she would protect me from unseen forces. Would you acknowledge to someone calling you, hey, you have the third eye?
I would say that, but maybe I'm just like more careful to those who I'm speaking to. Some people may believe it, some people don't. I started getting this something weird from preschool, maybe about 5 to 6 years old. So the first encounter was, I was at Tekka Market with my mum. So we were going up towards the second floor, and then suddenly I tell my mum, Ma, why is this 2 person in front of me not touching the ground? So my mum was like, huh? There's no one in front of you. So I just shut up. Let's keep quiet.
So do you always see them in like human form or other forms?
Just like shadows.
Shadows?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like a really a person. It's just like shadow, just blur. Sometimes I see like a disfigured person. Sometimes it's like very big.
Then do you see like faces or like...
Sometimes they don't even show me their faces. Sometimes I just hear whispers. Or I can feel that my shoulder is very like heavy. Yeah, like a bad aura, a negative aura around me. One of the worst one was when I was going back home in my house lift. I wanted to go into the lift, and then there's this one person standing right in front of the buttons. It was so disfigured. It was very, very ugly. I just go inside and I just said to that person, sorry, I'm just going home, I'm going to press the 6th floor. That person was just like hitting on the button and like
Oh my god.
yeah. So all the way the door closed. So I just looked down all the way. I just pretend that I didn't see anything.
Okay.
Yeah, it was ugly.
Would you consider it as like spirits or demons or...
I would say spirits. If I were to say if it's demon, then it probably want to disturb me, but it doesn't.
So these are like wandering spirits that you saw?
Could be, yes.
So when you see these things, do they ask you for help, or they just want you to see it, or they don't even know that you can see?
For me, they so far did not ask me for help. I think that they know that I can see them because sometimes they really look into my eyes.
Oh, like so close like this?
Like so close like that.
Like, how do you react?
I cannot do anything because I think I'm used to it. Because I don't want the people around me to suspect anything. So I just pretend that nothing happened, then just say my prayers and just do things as per normal.
And then they will disappear?
They are just there.
They will be there?
Yeah, they will just be there. So I just acknowledge their presence and just move on.
So we're going to take a walk, and at the end of the day, I do not want to force reaction. I do not want to force anything. We will let everything flow naturally. It's okay if you don't see anything, because we want to make sure that whatever experience that we capture here is fully authentic and truthful for the audience.
Okay.
Some ground rules before we head out. Let's say if you do see anything, just say donut. So at least I'm aware where exactly at which point. It's only when we come back to this studio that we will uncover what you saw or may not have seen.
All right.
Okay? Donut. Okay, so we're now outside and we are going to start walking. Before we actually do that, I'm just going to read a couple of prayers, protect myself, protect Lenny, and you can choose to read your own prayers as well. Right, so just going to take a moment to read our prayers and then we will start walking. Actually, it's such a weird thing because we're doing this on a Thursday night, which is Malam Jumaat, aka like the more auspicious night, they call it lah, right? And we are walking towards like the back gate. Yeah.
Donut.
Donut, okay. You want to pause and donut it? It's really funny how you said donut at the spot that I suspected that you would say donut, because it was actually communicated to me by the security guard that the particular area lah. Because I didn't even tell you that. The donut count is 1
Soon.
Oh, soon.
Yeah, soon.
What does it even mean?
Soon lah, reaching already.
Oh, reaching already.
Yeah. Donut.
Donut. Okay. That's where I parked. Yeah, so this is a security guard post. Yeah, so I will always wait here, either this area. Sometimes we will all like wait together here or wait there. So now we're gonna walk towards the Kallang River area, which is quite a walk lah. So we will enjoy the view, yeah? Can't say that for her. So you see that this particular bridge over here, that's where the human skeleton was found. I was aware of the body part, the first one, the famous one, but the rest wasn't really covered in the news. So I think they don't want to like make it like, oh, Kallang River is like so many like terrible stuff happen.
Yeah. But this one is tilting outwards, right? Yeah. A bit, right? Okay, good.
Honestly, I don't feel anything. I think it's more of really wanting to know, was the research that I did, is it, you know, supplemented with another piece of evidence that maybe normal people like myself can't see? This is the said bridge that we talked about, where the human skeleton was actually found underneath this bridge.
I'm getting the goosebumps behind my neck already.
Do you get it all the time?
When I sense a bad aura around the area, my heart is always pounding lah. If there is like a negative energy around me.
Okay, so I believe is it on this side?
Okay,
the left
donut.
side? Donut?
Donut.
Okay. I am not entirely sure if it was on the left side or the right side of the bridge there where the skeleton was found, but I feel since you're at the spot where the donut is, we're at the right spot. Okay. Yeah, so I think it was the scaffolding that they were trying to build or something, but that's where the body was found. Why?
No, I'm just looking at you.
Lenny is giving me the vibes. She is acting weird right now. Guys,
No, I'm just smiling at you.
you're smiling at me because, is there a reason that you're smiling? I mean, you don't have to tell me the reason, but is there a reason why you're smiling?
Just don't feel good around here lah.
Right, right. So let's say if you were to take a quick glance, because this is our last area of stop, so this is where the intersection is, and you spotted some donuts. Maybe you can take a quick glance around this area to see one final check, I guess.
We go there, we go.
You go there.
Yeah, we go there.
Okay. This side?
This side. So
Okay.
I can have a better view here.
Okay. Let's make a roundabout, and then we are gonna go back to the office.
Yeah, I've seen enough. Hopefully I won't see anymore.
Okay, so Lenny feels that she's already seen enough, and I think we will stop here for the day because I think we do not want to overwhelm anything, especially her. We're going to go back to the office right now, and we will see you back in the studio. Okay, so now, Lenny, we are back in the studio, and I'm just gonna cut to the chase and dive right into the whole thing. Can you tell us what did you see, maybe where the location was?
So the first one was at this big tree near the gate, and then it was like a lady figure.
So there was just one?
Just one at the first tree. But the moment that we passed it, it like ran quickly behind the tree.
Like what was it wearing, or like, is there any, like...
No, I cannot see what she wears, but I can see her top.
Which is?
No, just her face and the hair, but not like how she dressed up.
At that point in time, did you feel anything? Like?
Not really, because I couldn't even see properly, but it was really fast. Like when she saw us, she quickly like ran behind the tree. Yeah, the next one was something that is super huge. It was black figure. I would say that it's quite ugly. Like the eyes were super huge. Under the eye area was red color, if I can remember.
Like how huge are we talking? Like a gorilla or like?
Yeah, I would say like when the gorilla is standing up, that kind of size is huge.
So compared to us, it's like
taller and bigger in size.
And then what was it doing?
Just standing like that. Yeah.
Is it bald? Like is there a head or like?
No, it's like okay, I wouldn't say it's hairy, but the head size is huge, and then something at the side.
Okay.
Like caveman kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I noticed that you stopped really long at that particular location. Is there a reason why?
Yeah, because it was scary. But at the same time, I still want to look at it.
So maybe you can describe from the river itself?
So before we cross the bridge, there is this like banyan tree, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where I saw two.
Two?
A mother and a child. It was at the tree, and then it went down. And then maybe because I was looking at it, it went up.
But what was this like?
They're together. I think it's a mother and child, so they're like standing and be together, like very, very close to each other.
But what form did it take? Like a human, like a spirit?
Yeah,
Like?
human spirit. But the child looks like in preschool, maybe about 5 to 6 years old.
Like, do you know any particular race?
It looks Chinese to me.
Now it makes me wonder if there was any, like, I don't know, murder or suicide cases at Kallang River that involves a mother and a child. You know, that is where I'm going at.
Next one, after we cross the bridge, that one tree just right after the bridge. It's not that clear, but it's a shadow of a man. He looks very skinny, tall. He's not wearing any clothes. Yeah, but he's facing the river.
And that was actually the spot where they found the human skeleton, right?
Yeah, just right there. Yeah, correct. But you're not too sure if it
Whether
belongs to...
But can you tell the race of the man? Or?
No, because he's facing the river.
Okay. That could possibly be the spirit of the person whom skeleton was found. Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe not. Who knows? We will never know. Are there any more?
Last one, near to the seats. That's when I start to feel nauseous.
Okay.
So at that area was really bad vibes, like the negative energy there. So I feel a sharp pain at my neck, and that's when I start to feel nauseous. Yeah, I feel like vomiting already lah. But then I goosebumps. So when I was turning, so there's this one tree. That's where I found another shadow. So that shadow was actually squatting at the side of the fence,
What
but
was it
facing the
doing?
tree.
But what was it doing?
Thing like that. Some of the worst one because it's affecting me because of the energy already. If I come forward, it may harm me, it may not harm me. So I rather not declare my existence there. So I rather walk off quickly.
So that is when we were making that roundabout and then you said donut, and then you stood there for a while and then you walked off after that. Okay, so those are the only ones that you saw?
Yes.
To be honest, that is more than what I expected. As of today, I think my conclusion, right, is that probably whatever that the Grab driver and the security guard saw, it is definitely the same one. Because honestly, without me telling her anything, like I kind of had bad vibes about this particular area per se, but I never told her anything. And I kind of was hoping that my feeling of bad vibes in the past is gonna be proven today. And true enough, she said that. Whether or not like the particular man that you saw, the skinny man by the river, was perhaps like the spirit of the skeleton, we also do not know. But now we have another mystery on our hand, which is what is the mother and child? Or rather, who is the mother and child that is there? Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's up to you to decide. And it's up to the audience also to believe or not to believe. Because I feel like the main lesson for me right here is that your intentions to help your friends, whether they believe it or not, it's super amazing. Like, you know, there are things that are beyond our understanding, whether or not we believe in certain religions or science or logic or whatsoever, right? But the fact that you're just using it to, you know, help prevent harmful things from happening to your friends, like how you actually helped me before, I think that is pretty good enough already. Yeah. So based on this open case that we have today discovered, if you guys have any theories, have any information on what could have possibly happened, or rather what is the history behind the reason why the mother and child spirit actually exist at the tree by Kallang River, you can leave them down in the comment section below. And also if you have any other suggestions of things that you want me to cover next, you can also leave them down in the comment section below. Until the next episode, bye! Do you always sense bad aura, or do you also sense positive aura? Like good aura?
I don't know why, maybe I'm just a bad girl. I don't sense something good, something bad.